Hey there, Giant fans of fun. It's Fab, the theme park giant, and today is May 1st, 2025. I'm over here at SeaWorld Orlando because today is the first time that they're opening their brand new ride to annual pass holders, Platinum, today and tomorrow, and then they kind of slowly release it out to some of the lower tiered pass members as the week goes on. Official opening date is May 8th, I believe. I will verify that. But Expedition Odyssey, if you're not too familiar with the SeaWorld park here in Orlando, this used to be a ride called the Wild Arctic. They also have a huge animal exhibit, like after you ride, beluga whales. I think there's polar bears, but a lot of Arctic type animals that you get to see. The original Wild Arctic closed back in 2000, and this has been sitting dormant, but they made an announcement about a year ago that they've actually been working on something to fill the space. It looks to be a bit like Soarin at EPCOT. The old ride was more like Star Tours. It actually basically, I mean, the vehicles look the same, the ride looked the same. So I'm curious to see what this is. I hope they do a good job with it because SeaWorld's been doing some pretty good stuff lately, and I love all the changes they've been making. So a family ride like this, I think, would be a huge hit and definitely help them draw more families. Currently, they were supposed to open at 11. They're having some technical issues, but SeaWorld's been really cool. Every pass member that's here, they're giving a voucher for a free meal with a drink. So they didn't have to do that. And they said it's probably gonna be about an hour or so, around noon. So we'll talk more about it once it actually opens. The ride is located over here by Icebreaker and the Altitude Burgers. You got the Glacier Bar, that's been here forever. But then over here you do have the Expedition Odyssey entrance. Got a bunch of animals on the sign, but they do have the barricades out right now because it is having issues. I'm gonna wander around for a bit, but since it is May 1st, I am declaring spring break in Orlando officially over. This week's been great. Now that like the Easter crowds have left, but you can just see how absolutely empty the park is right now. And it's been open about 90 minutes, but there is no one here. There aren't even that many pass holders here, which is rare because usually those previews are pretty busy. So they did originally say the ride would not open until 11. The park opens at 10. So I did come over early because I love Mako, and I did ride it 7 straight times without getting off because there was zero line. I think a couple rides we maybe had 3 or 4 people on the train. And since I've still got a little time to kill, you know what? Let's go back over to Mako for more rides. As always, we are back seat right. If you're gonna ride Mako, back row is a must. See Epic Universe and way off in the distance. That's not important right now. Mako, one of the best rides in all of Florida. I think Stardust Racers just passed it for my second favorite in Orlando. It actually might be my #1 in Orlando, but Mako's so good. Get over here and ride it. All right, so I grabbed one more ride on Mako. Why not? There's no wait. I did have a fun ride just because the couple next to me was a little older married couple from the UK, and I don't think the wife knew exactly what they were riding. We were going up the lift hill and she started saying like, "How tall is this? What did you get me into?" And then she did not seem to enjoy it. And then at the end, she actually said, "What am I doing to myself? I thought we were coming here to look at whales today." So I did enjoy that. I love when people don't know what ride they get on. Like they just randomly are transported into the seat and never saw it. But all right, let's check out some food since I got a free voucher. Is it the fanciest lunch ever? No, but for some reason chicken tenders sounded really good. You got an entree, they gave you a side or a dessert and a drink. So, I mean, should have been $34 and I got it for free. That's crazy. Like, they think it might be delayed an hour and they're giving all the pass holders that showed up a free lunch. Like, that's really cool. I know SeaWorld gets a lot of crap sometimes for just not being up to like Disney and Universal quality, but like that's the kind of thing that, you know, is really going to help them. And they have improved the last year or so. So keep it up. Awesome job, SeaWorld. Now I'm going to eat. So it is about 2 o'clock right now. The ride is still not open, but the power actually did come back on over here. It was down for a while. And they are doing a Cinco de Mayo celebration here. They had a mariachi band out earlier. We've got some stilt dancers going around dancing with kids. At least there's some entertainment over here while we all wait. Just so you know, it is 3:44 and I'm still waiting for it to open. I don't know. I've been here almost 6 hours now, so probably give it about 30 more minutes and I'm gonna probably head home. I don't know. Hey there, giant fans of fun. It's Thad the Theme Park Giant. And today is May 2nd, 2025, and I'm back at SeaWorld Orlando to try to ride the new Expedition Odyssey during the pass holder previews. Unfortunately, yesterday did not go very well for the previews. The ride actually did not open at all yesterday. There was a power outage. I think that messed things up for several hours and they just never got it going again. So I gave up about 4:30 yesterday and went home, but on top of that, if you notice, the sign is gone. The O fell off last night based on some reports I saw in Facebook groups. So needless to say, not the best first day of a preview that I've ever seen for a ride, but it is open here. It's just barely after 11 a.m. when the preview starts today. It is Platinum pass holders only. But I am gonna go check it out for the first time. There doesn't seem to be a wait, so that's nice. And I'm gonna figure out if I'm able to record the actual ride or not. So come along, we are going to actually have a giant day of fun today. And as you can see, it is under the pass holder preview right now. All your dates are over here. So starting tomorrow, Saturday, they add in the gold, then Monday, silver, and then Wednesday and Thursday, all passes can come. And then next Friday, the 9th, the grand opening. And if you go back to the start of the video, it did have the Expedition Odyssey on here, but like I said, the O fell off. So they must have taken it all down for safety to get it all figured out. You have a height requirement, so in order to ride alone, you do have to be 48 inches. If you're between 39 and 48, you can ride with an accompanying supervising companion that is 14 years of age or older. So it is like a family ride, but still pretty high. I guess I can't remember what Soarin is off the top of my head, but I know it's less than 39. And then they do have like the standby, the quick queue over on the right. You got the wait time, 0 minutes. They do have a separate, just the habitat queue. So they do have like the beluga whales. They've got the walruses. They've got the harbor seals. There's a sign over here for all that. So if you do just want to go check that out, you can. You don't have to do the ride. And then be advised, shoulder bags like this, like side bags, whatever they call them, you have to get a locker. They will not let you ride, so they do have a locker bay over here. I am pretty surprised by that, to be honest. And then on top of that, if you are into videoing rides or things, you have to have a chest-mounted camera. It cannot be like my handheld camera I'm using right now. I also have my GoPro. I only brought the wrist attachment today. I didn't bring my chest mount, so they said I can't even take that on there. So just make sure you're ready to have a locker. But SeaWorld does have the nice option, and I use it often, of getting the multi-use that you can transfer over, and it is $12, or I'm just going to use this one today. It's the $4 rental, so just be advised, any bags you're going to need a locker, or someone that's not riding will have to hold it for you. So this is the initial part of the queue before you go in the building. If you're familiar with the old Wild Arctic, this is the same queue they used to use for that. But yeah, not much going on here. Okay, I did switch over to my phone since I can bring my other camera. You saw the quick queue went off to the right there. Oh wow. So they're expecting some big crowds here. At least it's inside. Nice air conditioning. Alright, and here you go. You get sent into the queue.
The Arctic is the heartbeat of the ocean, a vital force sustaining life and shaping the land. Each element plays an essential role in this delicate balance. The frozen landscape is a vibrant ecosystem. Plants and animals thrive, withstanding the bitter cold. This is a land where towering icebergs drift through a vast sea. The expansive tundra stretches for thousands of miles, imposing mountains cutting through a blanket of snow. As night falls, the aurora borealis paints the sky with brilliant color. In this untouched wilderness, we are surrounded by the Arctic's sheer scale and beauty, forever preserved in its pristine state. On this breathtaking expedition into the Arctic, you will meet many fascinating creatures. Marvel at iconic polar bears as they navigate their frozen realm with graceful strength. Swim with mighty whales, their songs echoing through the icy depths. Watch as playful seals dive beneath the water's surface. Each animal plays a crucial role in the harmony of the Arctic ecosystem. Our team of intrepid explorers and researchers studying the tundra ecosystem scouted ahead, designing an exhilarating trek. In this breathtaking adventure, you will experience the untamed and majestic wilds of the Arctic itself.
Prepare to board the Odyssey Mark I, designed to travel seamlessly between air and water. When the doors open in front of you, please make your way to the loading area. Before taking your seat, store all carry-on items in the compartment provided. Loose footwear is not allowed on this experience. Please secure them with your carry-on items for the duration of your flight. Long hair or loose clothing that may extend below the seat must be tied or stowed. Supervising companions must be seated next to the guests they're accompanying. Each companion may accompany up to 2 guests. Only when instructed, fasten your seatbelt from left to right. For smaller passengers that do not reach the blue line on the seat back, place the buckle through the white loop located in the center of the seat. Then, fasten the seatbelt. When instructed, pull straight up on the red tab to ensure the seatbelt is buckled. Please keep the red tab visible so our operators can confirm the seatbelt is secure. Guests who have a fear of heights or who are prone to motion sickness should speak to an operator to bypass the ride and proceed directly to the Arctic animal habitat. In just a few moments, you'll experience Expedition Odyssey. Once the doors open, please make your way to the loading area.
Alright. So everything goes in here. Alright. So we have finished the ride. More on that later. But now you get to come into the Wild Arctic exhibit. Came through here a few months ago while they were still building the ride. But a lot of the animals weren't really in here. There was something swimming around back there, but it went under the ice. Oh, there it is. It's like a beluga. So it looks pretty similar to the last time I came through here. Except the belugas are actually out, or the beluga. I've only seen one. Got some penguins over here. They don't seem very active today. This is their second penguin exhibit at the park. There's one on the other side. If you go on Penguin Trek, the newest roller coaster, you go through the penguin viewing area at the end. Next door to the penguins, we do have a walrus. 2 walruses swimming around here. They're so huge.
There's a big old whale.
I always forget about this area, but I've never actually seen The Thing, the movie, but just enough clips where I feel like I'm going into the camp. Because it is, I don't know if it's at the North or the South Pole or whatever, but I know it's in a very cold area and it looks very similar to this, their base camp. It just always freaks me out. And this is where the underwater viewing areas are. I'm not seeing the walruses under here. So we'll move over to the next room. Let's see if we see them there. See the walruses, but the penguins are a couple swimming around back there. I think they jumped out now. There goes the beluga whale back into his little cave. I'm standing directly under the coldest air conditioning vent, so I'm gonna move. It is plenty cold in here. People are gonna love this in the summer. And if you've never been through this exhibit, they actually do have a bunch of cool interactive things you can do with your kids, or even if you just want to do them. Lots of different ways to learn about all the animals that you saw here, other animals from this geographic area. Yeah, check it all out. Got a ton of merch here. Mugs, hats. Hats $34.99. Coffee mug $24.99. It's pretty good size. Shot glasses. You got like a Stanley type thing. $49.99 on that. It's good size. Got some shirts. Opening day. Some kid size. That's $33. I think they're all $33 regardless. For adult or kid size, yep, $32.99. Yeah. And they do have this like sun shirt. And that is $59.99. Actually do like the colors on that. It's pretty much all the specific Expedition Everest merch that I see in here. Otherwise, it's all pretty similar to what used to be in here, I think. And they've got another whole setup here, keychains. They got a blue hat. They got a different color Expedition Odyssey shirt, the gray. So lots of merch opportunities, as always with any new attraction. Okay, giant fans of fun, let's do a little walk and talk. I'm going to meet up with some friends that are at the park entrance or up near there. So we'll do a quick review of Expedition Odyssey and also hope I don't get copyrighted because SeaWorld loves to blast music all over the park. I wasn't really sure what my expectations were for this because, you know, you hear it's basically a Soarin, you know, not clone, but attempt at making their own version of Soarin over here at SeaWorld. I think for what it is, they did a pretty good job with it. I think the park needs an attraction like that. It's a really good family ride. It is a little more intense, the movements, than Soarin'. So I think that's where the 39-inch minimum height requirement comes, even with a taller rider. I'm gonna have to go look at what SeaWorld or Soarin's height requirement is because I feel like it's lower. I want to say it's like 32 to be able to sit in the seat and then use that other belt loop, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, it's, like I said, it's a little more aggressive with some of its movements. It's an interesting design. It's basically one row of seats, like a bench, and then it's on a turntable. So when you first come in, you're just kind of facing that storage bin in the wall, and then it flips you around 180 degrees. And it reminds me of the screens they use on Forbidden Journey over at Islands of Adventure, the Harry Potter castle ride, because it's those like curved screens that kind of encompass your ride vehicle as you go by. So that's what it reminds me of. The video was really grainy. I don't know if that was just an issue they're having today or if that's the final output, I guess, of what it's going to look like. You know, it was the first thing I noticed, especially with so much ice and snow and everything. The white really makes it look grainier. It's just a thing with white, I guess. But, you know, I was thinking it right away, and then about a minute or two into the ride, there was a couple sitting next to me, and I heard the husband lean over, and he actually said, the picture is not as clear as Soarin is. So it's not just me on that one. It was pretty noticeable, but it still looks okay. It's just not what you're expecting on a new ride in 2025. Like, it almost looked like 720p instead of like even HD or 4K, which is what I would expect at this point on any attraction. The video itself was really cool. I thought it was really well done. I think the Arctic geography and terrain is perfect for a flying ride like that. And then they do some little tricks. You go underwater at a certain point, you're following some killer whales around. But it is all live, real footage. It's not like Soarin' where they do the CGI for the animals and things like that. So that was cool. It is actual real video footage. So yeah, I'd probably give this like a 7 out of 10. If they improve the video quality, I'd bump it up a little. But again, this is exactly what this park needs. They have so many thrill rides. You got some chefs on stilts here doing a dance and performing since it's the food festival. All right, back to the review. But yeah, if they get that the video quality improved and a little more little sharper, I could see 7.5, 8 out of 10. But yeah, with Penguin Trek going in last year, that was their family coaster. Now you've got this ride that pretty much everyone can do in your party. I mean, I guess anyone under 39 inches can't, but it's a lot more inclusive than most of the rides here at SeaWorld are. If you're a larger rider, it felt like pretty much the same width as, sorry, I had a whole line of people playing Red Rover here. Had to break through them. But it felt about as wide. It is more of a molded seat, and they are really comfortable though. Like, it's soft. There are just people walking directly into me, and it is the most obnoxious thing, and it happens all the times in the parks. Sorry, big rant there. But yeah, at the end of the day, great addition to the park. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to come back and actually record it with my chest harness. I probably will. If I do, I'll probably just throw a different video up. But yeah, thumbs up, Expedition Odyssey. Glad they got it running today. Yesterday was pretty frustrating, but they were pretty cool. You know, they gave us free lunch and all that stuff. So yeah, that's the review. All right, giant fans of fun, that is going to do it from SeaWorld Orlando for these last 2 days. All in all, pretty good ride. Probably a little better than my expectations. I wasn't really sure what we were going to get with this, you know, but it is clearly, you know, supposed to compete with like Soarin', and when you measure it up against Soarin', it's not as good, but I think, like I've said, I think it's a great addition to the park. I think people are going to enjoy it, and I think all in all they did a really good job with it. So great job, SeaWorld. Keep it up. Keep building out those family rides. You know, it doesn't always have to be thrill rides. Even though I am a roller coaster guy at heart, I do love that they're kind of broadening their horizons in terms of rides, because, you know, they have the animals already, the shows, the exhibits, so why not do a little more to cater to all those people outside of Sesame Land? So, all right, I'm gonna quit yapping. Thad the theme park giant saying thanks again for watching. Get out there and make it a giant day of fun.